Okay, so guys, here's the deal. The title is not clickbait. I actually had COVID. How about that? But I didn't know that until after the quarantine period. The thing is, I didn't even know I should have been on quarantine. But as sick as I didn't like totally 100% quarantine myself, but I did limit the contact I had with people, and I, limited my store runs and all that not because I was afraid of getting people sick as much as oh, come on, let me in. Thank you. I gotta get all the way over. You need to move. Yeah, buddy, all the way over. Yeah. Across 4 lanes of traffic, baby. I hate that setup. That's such a stupid, bad setup. All right, anyway, that's fine. We're here. So, on November 8th, I took a COVID test. It was a rapid test, and then there was the non-rapid test. The rapid test came back negative half an hour later. However, 14 days later, yesterday, the 22nd of November, they called me and they said, hey, remember that test you took 2 weeks ago? Yeah, you tested positive. I said, oh, well, that explains a lot, because I've been miserable. And I've had all of these symptoms, and I checked off almost every symptom on the list. Almost. So anyway, I technically should not have been contagious beyond November 18th, but, prior to the 18th, I had contact with people. I had probably more contact than I should have, because I did not know that's what I had. But, and since the rapid test came back negative, like, whatever, whatever I got. It's not COVID. Well, it turns out it was. And I know there's a lot of false positives coming back too, but I really don't think this one is a false positive, because I had all the symptoms, like I said, almost every symptom on the list. And there were days where I just was not good at all. So, yeah, it was miserable, man. I had coughing and mucus and cold sweats and shallow breathing, like headache, and the headaches were made worse. Every sneeze and every cough just made these already bad headaches even worse. And honestly, right now, I'm still coughing up some mucus, bright green. Wow, nice move there, Mr. White Car. Wow, I got that on camera. Cool. But anyway, and I'm still blowing my nose a bit. Today I took a nice hot shower, and I did a neti pot, but I used double the saline, and that cleared out my sinuses, my nostrils. I cleaned them out a little bit. Obviously there's still some in there, but I feel like I'm breathing a little bit easier, so that's good. I'll probably do a neti pot later again. But yeah, I've just taken 3 different cough medicines and tons and tons of Tylenol and ibuprofen and naproxen for the pain, the headaches, all that. And literally there's just nothing I've been able to do. I've just been able to attack the symptoms, and sometimes successfully, sometimes not. I've got in and out of consciousness a lot. There were a few nights where I had the cold sweats. Like, I could not get comfortable. I'd feel really cold, so I'd bundle up and get warm, but then I'd pass out like that, and then I'd wake up sweating profusely and feeling really cold at the same time. And yeah, I was just miserable, man. Now, I'm grateful that it never got worse, because I am fully well aware there are some people who got COVID. They've been on the respirator, and they've been hospitalized for weeks at a time, and many, many, many people have even died. So I know that I didn't have it as bad, or don't have it as bad as many others did. My understanding is that some people can have no symptoms but still have the virus. So I don't know how that works. If you don't ever have symptoms, like, what purpose would you have for getting tested? I don't know, but anyway, I got sick. That little baby that I take care of, it was her mom that got me sick, and the baby was sick for a little bit too, although she never had it as bad as we did, thank God. Being so tiny, her immune system is still building, So I'm actually kind of grateful, though, that she got sick, because I'm guessing that she will be far more immune to it than some others later in life. So that's good for her. Hopefully we can establish this herd immunity thing. Wow, why are we stopping on the Beltline, yo? Whoa, buddy, we're stopping. We're not just slowing, we're stopping. So somebody crashed up ahead. That's the only reason I could think that we would be doing this. What is happening? Oh my gosh! It's 19.7, or wait, what am I talking about? That's my mileage on my tank. 10 miles per hour, 15, about almost 20. We almost hit 20, guys. Woohoo! On a 55-mile-an-hour highway where most people travel 60 to 70. So yeah, anyways, back to what I was talking about. I had all these symptoms, and I kept calling out of work, and my boss is like, woo, 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 kept talking to me like, I never lost a day of work because of a cold. And I'm like, dude, number one, I'm not you. I love you like a brother, but I am not you. And I don't handle things the same as you. We are different people. And I'm like, you're big and tough. Good for you. I'm glad. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. Me? And number two, this ain't just a cold. Like, whatever this is beyond a cold. I've had colds. This is beyond that. And, like, this is the worst sickness I think I've ever had. I've never had, like, the mono or any of that stuff. The most I've ever gotten was a head cold. So, you know, I'm not used to being sick to this extent. It's insane for me. Not only the extensiveness of it, not only like how severe it was, but how long it's lasting too. Like, it just will not let go of me. Like, I had mild symptoms like the day or two before I got that COVID test. So like maybe on the 6th or 7th of November. But the symptoms were so mild, I didn't even think anything of them. And frankly, I don't even remember what they were now. I just remember that I had them. And I remember mentioning them when I did the test, because they ask you about symptoms and stuff. But I don't remember what they were, because they were so minor, they didn't matter. But yeah, hey, they got real bad real quick. So we got a cop sitting here. Is that a Chrysler? Oh, it's a Ford. That's an interesting looking car. Why is he just chilling there? I'm so confused. Is that why we stopped? Because there's a car? Squad car? Wow, okay. That makes no sense. You guys, I love driving, and this is why. You just never know what you're gonna see. Okay, that's not why I love it, but that's part of it. Anyway, so where am I at? 8 minutes? Okay, we want to keep this kind of short. So, anyway, I talked to my boss, and I called out like several times over the course of a week or so. And I'm just like, yeah, this isn't happening tonight, bro. And my last shift that I worked was Saturday, the 20th of November, which was still before I even knew I had COVID. Because like I said, I just found out yesterday, which was the 22nd. Today's the 23rd. And so I didn't know that that's what I had. But it was 2 days after my supposed quarantine should have been up. But my head was just not good, man. I got really, it was hurting so bad. My eyes, I could barely open. One of the symptoms that blows my mind is that it feels like someone punched me in the face. Like, all of my facial bones are just super brittle and painful for no apparent reason. And on top of that, there was a period where my taste and my smell changed. Like, people talk about COVID making them go away, like you lose your senses, but I didn't lose the senses, but they changed. Like, for several days, every single time when I woke up and throughout the day until I went to sleep, like, everything, there was like this random, like, it was like a smell slash taste, like I could feel it in my throat and kind of smelled it and tasted it, if that makes sense. But it was like burning plastic and like saline or something. Like, that's, I don't know any better way to describe the flavor or scent. It was a weird, just uncomfortable taste flavor. And no matter what I ate, no matter what I drank, that that flavor, that taste never went away for a while. And now, some foods I eat, I mean, they taste like what they should taste like, but different. I don't know, it's weird. They're not like bad necessarily, but they just taste different. It's like my entire taste bud system has changed. It's weird. But again, not bad, just weird. But it makes me want to try new things now, because like maybe I might like something I didn't like before. Beets, I hate them. Maybe I don't hate them anymore. I don't know. But in any case, so yeah, I have to work today, so hopefully that'll go well. Oh, on the 20th, my headache thing. See, I went on a rabbit hole, completely forgot where I was going. So my boss ended up telling me to go sit down after like an hour and a half of me whining and complaining like a little girl, because I was in so much pain, and I was also dealing with a stressful conversation, ongoing conversation about my boss's boss. That's another story for another video. But anyway, the short version is I made a suggestion. He said I sounded whiny and took me off of our crew app, which is the app we use to communicate with each other. It's the app we use to see the schedule, like everything we do and know is on that app. He took me off the app because he's too big of a wuss to talk to me to my face, apparently. And I'm okay saying that on YouTube because I don't care. I texted him 2 days ago, and he has not gotten back to me. So screw him, I don't care. If he wants to be a little punk, then let him be a little punk. He's not the one I deal with for most things anyway, so whatever. I just have to look at the paper schedule and text my direct boss for the schedule. I guess that's just a little less convenient for me, but whatever. Anyway, I forgot why I was mentioning that. Crap, I don't know what I was saying. So my head is still a little foggy, and I can't think straight now. But anyway, my brother, okay, so there's a new Portillo's restaurant that opened up here. My brother had QR codes for 2 free meals, so he wasn't able to get away from work, so I went and got them, and I got a free meal out of it for doing the run. He's getting a meal, I'm getting a meal. And that's where I'm going right now, is to his work to deliver his food. But anyway, I want to mention before I end this video, 12 minutes, almost 13, okay. Cool. So, Rose from Cat's Life, Philippines, she's got 10 cats. Like, most of you guys know who she is. Most of you guys know the channel. She is in desperate need of some financial assistance. She has a PayPal and stuff, but some people don't have PayPal, so I created a GoFundMe for her this morning. I will post a link to that in the description of this video. If anyone can help at all, that would be fantastic. She told me that they were like $530 short for supplies, just for materials, but there's also a couple of her brothers are unpaid still, and there's other just financial needs. And so I set the goal for $1,000. I figured that was a fairly reasonable amount, and we can always change the goal if we need to, whatever, but ideally if we can raise that for her, that would be fantastic. Somewhere down the road we'll figure out when. I will withdraw the money and send it to her through Western Union, just as I did a couple years ago when her one cat had some bad experience with a really bad vet. I wouldn't even call them a vet. I would call them a fake vet, maybe, at best. But anyways, we were able to raise some money to help her out, and I sent the money through Western Union, and everything worked out pretty smooth. So we'll do that again with this one. Hopefully we'll be able to raise some money. The other reason I wanted to set it for $1,000 is because, number one, she wants her bare minimum necessity is $530, but there's usually unexpected expenses, and with the GoFundMe, if you donate $20, we'll get like 19 of it or 18 of it or whatever it is. I don't know. They take 3%, I think. So whatever you donate, only 97% of that actually goes out to the people. So, which is fine. And if you're watching the camera really well, you'll see that I ran a yellow arrow. You are correct. Yes, I did. It was plenty safe to do so, and it was yellow. So, anyways, I am a pretty conservative driver these days, y'all. I have moments like everybody else, but for the most part, I drive within either the speed limit or 5 over, unless I have to go more than that in order to keep up, because, you know, I don't want to be the hazard. But I'm super careful. I firmly believe everyone should watch at least 10 hours of car crash videos before they're allowed to drive. I mean, I can't even tell you, there's so many little things, like that pedestrian right there. I wouldn't have even noticed that pedestrian on the left. I wouldn't have even noticed that pedestrian on a normal day. But like, I'm constantly seeing things I wouldn't normally see. I find myself doing things I don't normally do because I see all these crashes, I see how they happen, and it's like I'm programming my brain to be aware of those things. So like, for example, when every single time I go to slow down for a stop sign or a stoplight, every time I look in my rearview mirror. Not everyone does that, and some people do it sometimes, but I do it every single time now because I want to make sure that as I'm slowing down, there's not someone behind me who's like texting or something and they're not paying attention, because I will drive my vehicle right up on a curb and let them hit someone else just so I don't take the hit. But anyway, what are you doing? You're gonna go left or are you going straight? You're going straight. Cool. So that car on the right there wants to go. It looks like they're going to try to, but I'm not going to let them. Alright, so anyway, I'm at my brother's work almost, so I got to let y'all go. It's almost 20 minutes long anyway, way longer than I meant. I will post that link in the description. I will take care of this video when I got time. Here sometime later today. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening. Take care of your pets. They will take care of you, and I will see you all in the next one. Adios.